Hey everyone, it's Richard Metalfan here, bringing you guys an old school album review. I know it's been a while since I've done any album reviews, but today I'm going to review this album from a band that, well, I'm into these guys. I know some people like them, some people don't like them. I might get a little bit of shit for, but I don't care. And since it's Christmas Eve, I decided to review a Christmas album. And as you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about Sleddin by August Burns Red. This was the band's fifth album released on October 9th, 2012 through Solid State Records. But I decided to just review it here on Christmas Eve because, as you know, it's Christmas. I hope everybody's having a good Christmas. Of course, this is also the band's first ever instrumental album because, well, except for one song which has gang vocals. But yeah, with this album, of course, follows up their previous album, 2011's Leveler, which is probably one of my favorite albums from August Burns Red. But this album, I think they decided to want to do some Christmas songs. I mean, they did a couple Christmas songs before, or mostly back in as B-sides or something from even the Messengers Consolation era, somewhere around there. One thing to note, production is really great. And I just love how they pretty much make the songs actually listenable, because for me, I fucking hate Christmas music. The only music I like is No Presents for Christmas by King Diamond or Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but this is, of course, like August Burns Red actually makes the songs actually listenable and actually really catchy too. One thing to note, I just think JB Brubaker and Brent Rambler just come up with some really great riffs. Just both of the guitar playing is great, and I love JB's leads. The bass playing from Dustin Davidson is really great, and drumming from Matt Griner is really superb. So yeah, let's just dive into this album track by track. Now there's 13 tracks on here. Some people might say it's a little bit long, but I think it's pretty decent in my opinion. Moving on to the opening track, which is called Flores. Now, Flores fits right in with the style pretty much of the rest of the album, and it really brings sort of the Christmas feel home, and especially in the breakdown as the bells begin to chime in. It really is a really catchy song. I think it's one of the few, also one of the original songs on here. Then we go into Frosty the Snowman. Now, right from the get-go, it has that kind of positive feeling that has a very Christmassy kind of sound, and it puts a smile on your face. It just really has kind of that uplifting kind of vibe to it. Next song is called Sleigh Ride. Now, this song blends so many different musical genres, and it does it really well. It starts off with sort of a slow rocking feel before picking up into almost kind of a punky kind of vibe. And the surprising part, I especially love, there's a piano jazz interlude squeezed before, and then following a really sick breakdown. And this song goes full just punky a little bit, and it does in the closing. And this track alone makes the record completely worthwhile. Moving on to God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. Now this is so good. Good song. Jingle Bells. Bells has some really great whiny guitar riffs that may not be original, but it doesn't sound good as it does here. Oh Holy Night. Now this song pretty much nails sort of the somber and uplifting tune perfectly. Then we get to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Now, this has always been one of the more fun Christmas songs to sing, and this is pretty much the only song where the band does vocals, well, gang vocals, I should say, including childhood lyrics such as a light bulb straight after the line of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose. And the only weird thing about this song is that the vocals, I feel, kind of are subdued, and the instrumentation sort of takes the forefront, and the vocals almost kind of feel like they were left in accidentally. Then we get to the title track, Sleddin, which is actually another one of the original songs from this. And this song kind of seems more traditional in the way that it kind of stands out for the album because of the instrumentation. It has a very acoustic guitar, a banjo, and a fiddle takes the center stage of this song. And it feels a really kind of a American kind of vibe, but just for a good measure. The distorted guitars are brought in at the song's close, and I think this song really just works nicely to sort of break up the record sound. Moving on to Little Drummer Boy. Now, this song is done with the high levels of really great musicianship that August Burns Red usually has in their original works. Winter Wonderland. Now, this song, in my opinion, is kind of forgettable. While it doesn't take away from the album by any means, it just doesn't really enhance it, in my opinion. O Come, Emmanuel. Now, this song has kind of like a very ominous, but almost kind of like a positive vibe behind it. And it makes me feel like what the world had felt like in hours leading up to Christmas. And it's a heavy present, and it's when you feel it. And I think that ABR does a really great job with capturing kind of like that feeling. And then we get to Carol Bells, which is actually an older song, which is actually a re-release on the band's like 2009 B-side release, Lost Messengers, the Outtakes. And this pretty much sets off the tradition of August Burns Red recording and releasing Christmas music with their own spin on it, like every holiday season. And then we wrap things up with We Wish You a Merry Christmas, which I think is a pretty strong way to end the album, which with very sick tremolo guitar riffs and sick drumming. And I think it's a really good way to end this album. And overall, Sleddin' Hill by August Burns Red, pretty good album, pretty good Christmas album, one of the few Christmas music I would like. So if I give this album a score, I'm going to give Sleddin' Hill a perfect 8 out of 10. So yeah, that's my review of the album, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it, and I'll see you all in the next video. And as always, keep it metal.